the upgrading, customization, and renewal of basically modular product systems. So we don't necessarily have to be in this throwaway mold of creating our standard of living. We could actually turn this around. We could turn our whole economy around to where an important element that we recognize in making economic calculations was the value of the ecosphere to our continued prosperity and well-being. As long as we don't include those things in our calculation, then basically we will always be allowing ourselves the both foolish but also really criminal mistake of thinking that basically at no cost to us we can ravage the entire world. Well, unfortunately, that's just essentially a lie. It's a lie that we can continue to ravage the entire world at no cost to us. It will not only be at a cost to us, it'll be a cost to every other form of living thing on this planet. So my attitude is that we've really got to sort of like change not just the culture of ordinary people, but we've got to sort of change the culture of our economic systems, of our industrial systems, and we've got to come up with new ways to define economic activity and economic progress that allow for wealth building. Germany, there are houses that were built 1,000 years ago that people are still living in. And that just shows you, for example, that basically we don't really need to just build things that are short-term. We can build things that last for a long, long time. And when we do that, it means that the work that is done in one generation benefits generation after generation after generation. And we need to be thinking along those lines. That's where our prosperity lies. We need to be building wealthy communities, not just wealthy people. And the thing is that has been demonstrated in many communities throughout the world, so it isn't really just wishful thinking. We can do this, and it's something that is incumbent upon us to do, not just for ourselves, but for our children, for our neighbors, for our children's children, for all the creatures and life forms that inhabit this earth. Because without that fundamental change in attitude, without that fundamental change in philosophical underpinnings of our whole economy and our sense of where prosperity derives from, we're basically going to create a living hell. And we're well on our way to doing that, but I do believe we have it within our power to turn this around. And that's what I'm working to do. And I invite anybody else who hears this to figure out how they can be a part of this movement to turn this boat around, because basically it's kind of like the Titanic. You know, we're headed for the iceberg. Let's do something about it.
Of course, Buckminster Fuller, Spaceship Earth, the fact is that the crew are not aware that they're crew, that they're all lounging around thinking that they can indulge, and when in actual fact, everybody's important now for the mission on the ship.
That's exactly right. I couldn't have said it better myself. It's like everyone is important on this mission, on this ship, because basically without the participation of hundreds of millions and even billions of people, and I mean not only adults but children too. It's like everybody has to be a part of this change. We all have to recognize that we cannot do without making the changes of consciousness that are going to allow us to realize our connectedness to this entire natural system that we're a part of. That's where we got to go, and that's where we can go. It's really not that difficult to do. We just have to change focus from consuming to conserving, consuming to conserving. And when I say conserving, I don't foresee a life of forced scarcity or anything like that. We can actually, by utilizing the material and energy resources that are available to us in a more intelligent way, we really can actually have our cake and eat it too. We can have a very good standard of living, and we can also do so in a way which builds the wealth of the community over generations and also maintains the health of the...
Your website, Jonathan?
My website is lightontheearth.org.
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 That's right.
That's my website, and from there I have available books that can be purchased. You can also get to my weblog that has tons of free information on these subjects. It also has my writings about the eco-industrial revolution. And it provides a lot of information to help people who are interested in transforming their energy use to solar-based systems.
Very good. Excellent, Jonathan. I want to say thank you very much for coming and sharing the Aloha spirit to New Zealanders to be able to grapple with this and unfold a future there that our children will want to participate in.
I would like to say one other thing, Tim, and that is that my email address is available at the website, and I'm interested to hear from anybody that I can help in any way to move their thing forward in this direction too. So basically, I'm not just a talking head. I'm available to assist people in whatever way I can to make these changes.
Wonderful.
So contact me.
Thank you.
If you need help.
Okay. That was Jonathan Cole speaking from the Big Island of Hawaii.